Hello, this is Scott Ecker, Director of Business Services for the Muskego Norway School District, and you are about to review the web version of our annual meeting and report to stakeholders. Our annual meeting took place on October 29th, 2012. In the presentation this year, we will focus on three things. First, a summary of our expenses, revenues, tax levy, and fund balance. Second, I hope to provide a new perspective on our budget decision-making process. How we remain agile and flexible to multiple stakeholders and their thoughts and desires, where our revenues come from, and what our expense drivers are. And finally, we'll present some data and results pertinent to our vision of being sound stewards of community resources. Now, before we get started, you might be interested in downloading the entire annual meeting and report to stakeholders booklet, which is available on our district website. Budget highlights, the expenses and revenues, are available on pages 9 to 16 of the budget booklet. For 2012-2013, our expenses total $66,452,430. This is a decrease of just over 1% compared to our 2011-2012 budget. The total recommended tax levy is $32,741,926, a decrease of 1.17% compared to 2011-2012. Further tax levy information is available on page 8. We also have a planned fund balance expenditure for multiple purposes. Further fund balance information is available on pages 9 and 26. In the Muskego Norway schools, part of our vision is high student achievement, system-wide continuous improvement, and sound stewardship of community resources. Yet with multiple stakeholders, each holding valid and sometimes differing opinions, the vision of being sound stewards can sometimes be a challenge. In our district, we have multiple stakeholders. We have students, parents and grandparents, staff, community members, local business, government. Each stakeholder has different ideas about how revenue should be funded. Each stakeholder has different ideas about what appropriate expenses are. So for example, one person thinks one thing is an appropriate expense, and another stakeholder might think that another expense is appropriate. So for example, in your own home, or in your home compared to your neighbor's home, you might view something like this as perhaps as an absolute necessity every morning. Maybe at your house it's a take it or leave it kind of thing. Or maybe you don't like it at all. And depending on your perspective, it's a needed expense or it's a not needed expense. Our revenues come from four major sources. The primary sources being state, which is state equalized aid, and local, which is primarily property taxes. We also receive a small amount of federal aid and a small amount of other aid, including things like school fees, admissions, and rentals. You can see Muskego Norway School District in the red, compared with districts across the state that are either urban, suburban, or rural. And you can see that we fit right in between suburban and rural as a school district. Further information about revenues are available on page 18 of the budget booklet. Here's our expense drivers. They're put into multiple categories. Across the middle of the screen, we have pupil and staff services, administration including principals, instruction where the bulk of the expenses occur. This is primarily our teaching staff, food and community services, operations, facilities, and transportation. Detailed information about expenses are available on pages 17 and 19 of our budget book. From a macro standpoint, you can see that compared to other suburban districts, again, Muskego Norway is in the red, and suburban districts in Wisconsin are in the black. And compared to them, we place more money in instruction. Conversely, we put 5% less than the average combined in operations and facilities. Here's some of the results to our stakeholders of our recent budgeting. To our community and local business, we have 2 straight years of decreasing tax levies. We have the lowest 5-year average tax levy increase since the mid-1990s when the current state funding formula was implemented. The average homeowner is paying less net school tax now than they were in 2004. The total operating expenditures have decreased each of the last 2 years. In this time, we have changed health insurance, reduced state pension payments, and made staffing adjustments where appropriate. Parents are another stakeholder. In response to our parents, the district has maintained the fund balance at a level that allows for budget flexibility, most notably used for facility rehabilitation projects. The district has applied for and received more than $800,000 in new non-local revenue during the 2011-2012 school year. School fees have not increased since 2008-2009. Opportunities and rigor for students have expanded with the addition of 4K, blended summer courses, Project I, and additional AP courses. And 95% of parents agree that our annual investment in technology is put to good use. This is compared to the national benchmark of 75%. Our students are another primary stakeholder. Over 85% of surveyed high schoolers feel there is a wide variety of sports, and 71% participate in these programs that we invest $850,000 in annually. We have a near region-leading graduation rate. We know that graduates will earn 28% more annually than non-graduates. 92% of graduating students have a post-secondary education plan. According to the U.S. Department of Commerce, these students can expect to earn more than double that of their non-graduating peers in their lifetime. Our classes are taught by 100% highly qualified staff, using programs and technology designed to meet every child at their learning level. And 96% of our students say their teacher prepares them for the next grade level, and 89% say they are challenged. The national average is just 62%. We also have a great staff. Most students report that they feel cared about at school, and that if they have a problem, they know how to get help. Our staff continue to be our most valuable resource, making up nearly 72% of the budget. In our most recent staff survey, 96% of staff reported a connection to the district's strategic plan, and 99% say they are committed to our district's success. Compared to our peers, we make a larger investment in professional development in order to help our teachers gain further expertise in their practice. 89% of surveyed staff report that over the last 12 months, they have had an opportunity to learn and grow. The average pay for staff in our district remains regionally competitive. Data suggests staff are highly satisfied with our new health insurance carrier. Out of 9,911 claims, there were only 7 appeals, and 97% of surveyed staff members reported satisfaction with customer service. Well, what about our results in response to sound stewardship of community resources? There's multiple measures that we could use to analyze how we are doing as sound fiscal stewards. The first is fund balance. Our fund balance is like our savings account that we have for emergency projects, but also for cash flow purposes so that we don't have to borrow money to meet payroll needs during the year. Our fund balance is at its highest level ever as of July 1st, 2012. Bond rating is another way that districts measure sound stewardship. We have a AA2 rating. Only 9% of school districts statewide have a rating this high. Others might measure fiscal stewardship by how money is spent. In our district, we funnel more money towards instruction than the suburban average, 5% greater than the suburban average. Others might inquire about our management of debt. In our district, in recent years, we have made debt payoffs and refinancing to save $1.1 million in interest savings since 2010. Someone else might ask, how are we maintaining our facilities, as that is our greatest physical asset? This year, the board approved $1.7 million for facility rehabilitation projects. And finally, some stakeholders might wonder about taxes. We have the lowest 5-year average tax increase since the mid-1990s. The last 2 years, our taxes have decreased by 1.17% and 1.22%. And the tax on the average home is $213 less than it was in 2004. No matter how someone defines it, we have positive results relative to our stakeholders. This is not by accident, but by deliberate actions taken the last few years, including providing property tax relief with fund balance, reducing our expenses to balance the budget, comply with Act 10, and save on health insurance, refinancing and paying off debt early to save on interest, adding 4K for our earliest learners with the collateral benefit of increasing aid and lowering taxes, and investing in facilities in a responsible way. We would submit that we are being sound fiscal stewards of our community resources across every metric. Thank you for viewing the 2012-2013 annual meeting presentation. Again, if you wish to find further information, you can do that on our district website in the Business Services page. That's where the annual meeting and report to stakeholder booklet is presented, as well as contact information for myself and others in the district business office. Thank you.